All right, it go. Controversy, scandal, mayhem. A brand new report comes out and is accusing Gervonta Tank Davis of some nefarious things ahead of his fight with Jake Paul in Miami. In this lawsuit is supposed to be taking place in Miami. In this video, I'm going to do my best to break down what is being said per usual. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Man, you hate to see it. Gervonta Davis involved in reportedly more legal issues ahead of the Jake Paul exhibition fight. Now, I want to preface this. Baller alert, as of me recording this video, is the only one that I've seen reported thus far, but they did include what appears to be the actual lawsuit docket. So we're going to go over it right now. So, baller alert, Gervonta Davis accused of brutal in explosive Miami suit. Boxing superstar Tank Davis once again facing major legal trouble. This time in a civil courtroom, so it's a civil lawsuit. A new lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County accuses world champion fighter of violently attacking, choking, and kidnapping his ex-girlfriend, Courtney, in a shocking incident at her workplace. The lawsuit, filed by Richard C. Wolf of Wolf Law Miami and Jeff blah, 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 lays out disturbing claims of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. According to the complaint, the ex-girlfriend alleges that in the early hours, October 27th, dang, that was like a couple days ago. Hold on. Because it's almost Halloween. So this is fresh. Tank Davis stormed into Tootsie's, the Miami Gentlemen's Club, where she worked as a VIP cocktail waitress, and attacked inside of the VIP lounge. The suit says Gervonta grabbed and dragged her through a stairwell, the kitchen, and the back exit before eating her in a parking garage, striking her in the back of the head while she was screaming for help. The ex-girlfriend claims she and Davis had privately dated and been dating for about 5 months, but their relationship was marked by repeated and threats. The complaints outlines a terrifying pattern on multiple occasions. Davis allegedly threatened in private and public settings. One of the most chilling moments described in the lawsuit took place at Playa, Miami, September 23rd, when Davis allegedly her in public after accusing her of cheating. The same day, he allegedly sent her a written threat reading, "I will unalive you." The ex says that the violence escalated in October on the night of the attack at Tootsie's. Tank reportedly heard through the club out into the parking garage. I'm censoring some of these bits for online usage. And I mean, most of y'all got that. I know. Y'all know how I get down. So, right. It said humiliating her and terrifying her in front of coworkers. About an hour later, she says he texted her, "I'm on my way. Yo house." I don't know what that even means. Which she interpreted as another threat in their complaint with the law firm. It highlighted his long history of violent behavior, previous arrest back in 2017, including charges, blah, blah, blah. The filing claims Davis has a pattern of violence and propensity for being violent, noting that professional boxer makes his attack even more dangerous given his physical strength. Her lawyers say the emotional and physical toll has been devastating. The lawsuit states that she suffers PTSD, anxiety, and extreme fear, now in therapy and living with others because she no longer feels safe alone. The attorneys are demanding compensatory, and punitive damages, arguing that Davis's his conduct was outrageous, malicious, and intentional. They have requested a jury trial to hold the fighter accountable in front of the public. As of now, Gervonta has not responded publicly to the suit. No criminal charges relating to this incident have been filed. However, the court filing and the involvement of two well-known law firms signal this legal battle could be intense, and this is what they included. Now, I have a couple. This is reportedly the actual complaint. For one, I don't know. Like, I'm not. I gotta watch how I word this stuff, given the nature and the sensitivity of the situation, right? Here's my thing. It said it just happened in October, and then it said it happened in September. Like, the September sound crazier than the October, according to what's being said. So my thing is if this is the case, why not file? Like, I get the lawsuit angle, but why not file like a restraining order or involve the officer? If you're going to involve the laws given the lawsuit, why not involve the law in general and file like actual charges in addition to this? So again, I'm not her. I don't understand that angle of it, because it's like we want him to be held accountable in front of the public, but there's no criminal charges, which is weird, in a situation like that. At least to me, it seems like you would have criminal charges or some kind of restraining order. Now, I don't know. It's not my case to fight or defend. We have to see what comes. I have mixed feelings about these situations because on one angle, we do see boxers throughout history who have been involved with like temper issues or anger management issues and DV in domestic situations. We've seen that. And I'm talking about all types of fighters, right? Even the great Mike Tyson, I don't believe the story, but again, I don't want to get too distracted on my opinion, but he did prison time for allegedly to a female, right? So on one angle, we've heard that. But then on the other angle, you got people who sue left and right, and sometimes even females, right? Where people are looking to turn a pretty penny. And what happens is sometimes in these celebrity situations, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I got to see more. It has to go to trial or whatever, see what evidence comes out. Again, this is not really for me to judge. I'm not the judge, the jury. I'm not a cop. So it is what it is. And I can't pick a side, so to speak, because this is the first time even hearing about it. And like I said, there's some asterisks by it. Baller Alert seems to be the only one that has a story, which is kind of a gossip column. So it's like, I got to hear more about what's going on. If this is really going on and this is true or whatever, then it's very bad. Like, ain't nobody want this type of press before a big fight on Netflix and things like that. So as of right now, I'm just providing the information. A couple people hit me up in my DMs, sent me this, and wanted my take. So for the record, I don't really have a take. If this is something true that he's going through, then it's obviously a crazy tale and a crazy story and accusations, and bad for the girl. You got to feel bad for the girl if it's true. And it also looks bad before the Netflix fight with Jake Paul. So other than that, I don't really have many thoughts. But I do got to point out, on Boxing Ego, there's no kid gloves. Notice people say, oh, Ego, you're obsessed with Tank and you love Tank and you always defend. I did a whole news broadcast, even though it's negative news regarding Tank, just like I do positive news on Gervonta Davis if there's something positive. And that goes for every fighter. I don't just give through a rose-colored lens. I talk about what's current and what's going on. But when you look at like the Haniacs or like Shakur, the Inshakurs or whatever, and the Bud Buddies and these other diehard radical fan bases, notice content creators that hoist them up, they only report on the good stuff. Like Devin Haney looks in crazy shape. They'll talk about that, but they're not talking about Devin got baby mama drama too, or Devin got this lawsuit with Ryan Garcia doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So for me, I just want the record to show I'm always going to do my job. For as far as the case, this don't have nothing to do with me. I wasn't there. I wasn't present for none of this. So I don't know where this goes, but I always report the news fairly and consistently, no matter who it is. So let the record show that. As far as the case, I have to hear more, see where this goes. People settle out of court. Sometimes they get thrown out. I don't know. We'll see where it goes in terms of that stuff. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, but it is unfortunate, just the situation at hand. And also before a big fight, for even if it, whether it's true or not, before a big fight, you have to admit this is not good, because baller alert or whatever, they're posting it on all of their social media. So it's not like they just put an article out, right? They putting it on. They got 7 million followers, and look, it's like broadcast. So this is something that's really being ran with before the Tank fight with Jake Paul, right? And the people are probably coming up with, I don't even know what people are saying. I mean, I could look. Wait, a civil lawsuit for a crime that occurred 3 days ago. Why no criminal charges? See, that's exactly what I said. She ain't gonna call the police. The man fighting everybody but opponent. Someone trying to be cute. Just wait, my lawsuit is next. Lil Tay about to out here. I don't know what the people are talking about. There goes the Jake Paul payday. Dang, bro. Give it 2 weeks. She'll recant just like his other ex. This is what happens when you stop tricking. See, so that's what I'm saying. It's not, we have to wait and see. We're going to stage this. I'm not going to convict somebody. We just going to have to wait and see where this goes.